started. Hey, bud, I got to say goodbye to you. I don't know what's going on. Why are we not on? Come on. Why? I don't know why we started like that. And I thought we were going to start with a Chris Plante ad from the internet. I don't know. And the last time we had a Republican mayor in Chicago, look at that. I got one of those. I'm an influencer. You can't be an influencer. You can't be an influencer. I got it. All right. Where were we? Oh, we haven't had a Republican mayor since 1931 in Chicago, and Brandon Johnson, the asshole, is blaming Republicans, and I'm sure you know this, maybe you don't. Richard Nixon. I'm not kidding. The violence in Chicago. We didn't listen to Lyndon B. Johnson, who was a real bastard, man. If you believe Roger Stone's new book, and I've looked at some early pages, LBJ was behind the... Anyway, whatever. Bad guy, but of course that's who the Democrats love. Had we only just followed the LBJ communism model, we'd all be happy now in Chicago, and black man and white man would love each other. Do we have the video of Chicago? And they're touting these numbers, and they're fudged. Today it came out, the fact checkers, that the violence numbers are fudged. Do we have the guy on the bus? Can we play that, Ralph? Or is he there? Is anyone there? Okay. Chicago.
Hey, there's
a guy on top of the bus.
He got AIDS.
Yeah. Yeah, I like old Mayor Daley's way of doing things. Not the Mayor Daley that I actually remember, but the Mayor Daley I don't remember, who would have said, shoot the asshole off the top of the bus. Shoot him. Get him off there. Get out of here. What are we doing? And this, I was so excited about Wolverine, and he's in the yellow costume finally, from my childhood, of course. If you've seen the ad, lots of homosexuality. Gotta have it. Can't just have them be superheroes. You gotta. That was my bucket from the other night. I forgot he was a commie liberal, but I went to see the Costner movie. It's called Horizon. Horizon. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. I know it's a flop. I enjoyed it. Should we go to Chris Plante as they try to continue to control our...
We are still waiting
first?
We're having technical difficulties with Chris Plante, but we do have the machine gun preacher ready to rock.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Sam. All right. Hey, Sam, how are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Boy, you sure don't look like a preacher. You look like a Hell's Angel or something.
I don't feel like it, man. It's 2:00 in the morning here where I'm at right now.
So Gerard Butler played you in one movie. Who played you in the second movie?
The second movie, it's not signed yet, but I did hear a few different things. But the new documentary is actually coming out the end of this month, and I mean, it's amazing, man. It shocks me. I didn't realize it's been 28 years.
Yeah, there was a Vice show on me versus this jagoff from New York, and I had forgotten so much, and it was I know what you're talking about. I know the feeling. So people say, who is the machine gun preacher? And he went in and got a bunch of kids that were kidnapped by this Muslim guy, and he was raping them and making them killers. And there's also the horrible story, and he went in with a machine gun, hence the name, the machine gun preacher. And some people said, well, that's not very Jesus-like. Jesus didn't have a machine gun. No, Jesus told his followers, take a sword, right?
Absolutely.
Take a sword.
Yeah.
So we're not in the age of swords anymore. We're in the age of machine guns. Yeah. And Sam went in and went against this Muslim piece of shit and got the kids back.
And man, Cal, it's bad. Right now, you got ISIS, Islamic State, and you got ADF of Congo. I'm in the Congo now. And you got these three rebel groups. I mean, they are mad people. What they're doing is unbelievable. The Bible says every tongue, or every knee will bow, every tongue will confess. We're going to have to answer why we didn't do anything. So I'm still doing the same thing. I mean, I'm happy to be 62 years old and still out there fighting.
Well, you look like you're 70.
I know. I
No,
won't tell you how I feel, brother.
Sam, I'm just, look, we just saw France basically become Islamic. That they want that for us. The number one thing that is being left at our border is Muslim prayer rugs. And look, it is in their book. I've read their book. I'm not supposed to read their book. I did read the Quran, and also have to read the supplemental materials. And, it doesn't include Christians and Jews. Sorry.
No.
And, when they're chanting about Israel, they're talking about genocide. And I think we went through this in World War II. Something that's forgotten, and that is Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. He did this because he was a reverend. Any of the great resistance in Nazi Germany came from Christians. Anything in Holland, boy, the Dutch were just horrible to their Jews. It was all Christian. And Christianity does matter, and our God does matter. And that coexist sign on the back of your car that's cool, man. And you're a hippie, and, man, you love everybody. But there's that one little symbol that wants to kill everybody else. And we better wake up. We better wake up and realize. And by the way, Sam, I'm sorry, but I'm just remembering talking with Barack Obama before he was Barack Obama. And I said, "What do you think of Jesus?" He said, "Well, I think he was a teacher, a really great teacher." And I said, "Well, brother, that's what a Muslim says." And this is before there was any controversy about the guy. He was just some young guy. And I said, "Well, that's what a Muslim says. That's not what a Christian says. Are you? I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian."
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I said, "Do you believe that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin, walked on the earth, was crucified, came back, rose to heaven, and will return one day? Do you believe that?" And I didn't say it that dramatically, but that's what I said to him. And he said,
"People don't."
No, hold on, Sam. And he said, "I believe he's a great teacher."
Yeah.
Okay.
People don't realize what's about to happen to the world. Man, Cal, most people don't even realize there's over 110 wars and conflicts going on in the world today.
Yeah.
If you look in the world today, there's over 110 wars and conflicts going on in the world right now. And most of them are with Muslims, and they're against us Christians.
Chris Plante is coming up, the great radio host. I do want to say that, not to short sheet Sam Childers here. Sam, look, I have friends, and they say, "Well, I'm not into politics. I don't want to get involved." Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what's coming. Soon.
Yeah.
And I say this to my friends, and that is, you on your front yard with a gun to your effing head. How do you feel now? You better wake up, folks. I'm telling you, this is it. You don't have time to wait anymore. And, I had somebody today. "Oh, I vote based on the person." Really? Because that Democratic Party is communist, godless, anti-Israel. My Jewish friends that are voting for Democrats, are you out of your mind? Yes, there was a lot of Jewish folks that backed the Nazis early on. Do you know that? A lot of, smart people. "Oh, well, he doesn't really mean it." No, they mean it. Islam means it. It means submit. Well, F you, I'm not going to submit.
Man, Cal, you're turning into a preacher, buddy. Keep it going, man.
I'm sorry, Sam. I wish I had the calling. Sam,
Keep it going, brother.
Sam, I want to tell a horrific story, and can you cover your ears? Can you do earmuffs?
No, you go ahead, man.
No, but this is horrible. Maybe you've heard enough you can talk. Maybe you've heard it and talked about enough that you can talk about. I know that you hate this, but I do want to tell people that and before the forced everything, just basic health care. They gave some kids you know where I'm going with this, Sam. Do you want to tell it? Do you want to tell it?
No, go ahead, man.
They went in with nurses and doctors into some of these villages. And where was it, Sam?
Probably in Africa.
And against fly-borne diseases and stuff, malaria. We're not talking about COVID. We're not talking about the pandemic. And he went back, and they cut off all the kids' arms that had been inoculated, and they were laying in a pile. So this is the kind of stuff that preacher Sam Childers has seen. Again, machine gun, goes in with a gun. He's gone in where God absolutely made him invisible, and he went in and did these things. I've also heard these things from Israeli troops, where they are they become invisible, like God's got his hand on
I'm
them.
gonna send you a video, man, Cal. I'm gonna send you a video tomorrow, and you just keep it to yourself, and you'll be shocked what you'll see. I mean, our country don't know what's in store for us, and it's time that we wake up. You know,
I think we do.
Yeah,
I think
and
a
we're
lot of us
putting
do.
ourselves in the predicament when it comes time that we want to have a peace talk with a terrorist. How can you have a peace talk with a terrorist? Stop.
Sam, I mean, okay, Morning Joe, and I could name, but how about all of them?
Yeah,
how about all of them been lying to us? Oh no, Joe's sharp. Joe's sharp, and we finally, and I've been saying it for years. We finally saw it on the debate when they couldn't edit it, and you saw the one over there. They're trying to help him. We know that he got all the questions ahead of time. There was a radio person that was fired today or yesterday because they got all the questions before. They had to follow the questions to talk to Biden. I was given the first interview with Al Gore. By the way, Trump's the only guy that's ever complained about election. I guess they don't remember Hillary. I guess they don't remember the hanging chads. And I had Al Gore. The first interview. My show was that big. The first interview. But you have to follow these questions. No.
Yeah.
The competitor got it. The same thing with Michael Jackson one time, and the same thing with OJ. I had the first radio interview with OJ. Okay, but you can only ask these questions. No. And so yes, I could have sold out many, many times. I could have gone all Republican or all Democrat and made millions more, and I wouldn't be sitting at home. No, I might be sitting at home like Stern in his basement, the coward that he is, who is a mouthpiece of the deep state. Okay, I wouldn't do that anyway. Sam, I want to just tell you, I'm coming back from Saigon Sisters, and I said, did you see this guy? He went on the Walmart website, and he had done it in 2022, and he got $126 worth of stuff. And he said he just hit the basket and said, do it again. And it was $414. So from $126 to $414 in 2 years. This is how much it's raised up. And I said, and this Lyft driver, not Uber, Lyft, this guy, Sam, exploded. Oh, you're one of those fascists. You're one of those fascists.
Jesus.
I could crash the car right now. I could crash the car right now and kill you.
No way.
And he, and my wife's going, oh my God. And I said, brother, the taxes on your gas went up 20 cents. Every gallon, they just raised it 20 cents. The government doesn't control the gas prices. That's more Trump talk. And I said, brother, does 20 cents a gallon affect your bottom line? Yes. Yeah. No, but unhinged. And I'm on X, and my numbers are going up on X. I've never really cared about X or Twitter. And Sam, I as a kid met Yul Brynner. Oh, you bastard! You're a loser. Nobody cares about Yul Brynner. The Magnificent Seven, The King and I, one of the great actors, etc., etc. And it's just people are on attack mode, but they're just so stupid. They're so fat and godless and stupid, and they're marching off a cliff, standing up for these communists, and they'll do anything they can to attack someone who wants to tell them about God, who wants to tell them about freedom. They're fighting for their enslavement. And you know something, Sam? You'd like to think you'd be there helping. I'm talking about you, Sam, not about me, not about man Cal Muller, but the people like to think they'd be there helping Moses. They like to think they'd be there helping Noah build the arky with the gopher barky. Remember that song, Children of the Lord? Remember that when you were a kid? Gopher barky, children of the Lord. No. Most of these folks around here would be laughing at Noah. They'd be down there with that golden calf getting drunk and having sex and worshiping. That's what they'd be doing when Moses was up on the mountaintop, okay? You'd like to think you'd be Schindler and protect the Jews. Hey, I went to the Madison campus and I saw them allowing all the campers there talking about annihilating the Jews. And that was Madison, man. That's a state university. You'd like to think you'd be Schindler. You'd like to think you'd hide Anne Frank. No. My neighbors would round me the fuck up and put me in the boxcar and kill me. And that's what many Americans would do. That asshole at Trader Joe's. Oh, you don't have your mask on. Oh my God. Oh, I never understood it. I never understood it, Sam. How could they do it? How could they love their neighbors? I've been to the concentration camps. There's neighbors right there across the street. You could see people dying. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Wake up, folks. Your enslavement's coming. This is Chinese. We're selling out land around the facilities, the nuke facilities. Have you seen this?
Come on.
We're selling land near nuke facilities in America to the Chinese.
Yeah.
There's major... Look, and they're using people like LeBron.
Do we even own America anymore? Yeah, so true, man.
They have a hatred. I've been to China. They have a hatred for our black people like you've never seen. I was on the Jerry Springer show with some KKK guys and stuff, and you ain't ever seen hatred like I'm not talking about all Chinese people. God, this is where it gets so stupid. I'm talking about the Chinese Communist government. I've been there. I've talked to them. Boy, do they hate our blacks. Oh, man.
Come on.
And they are being used to divide and conquer this country. They have a 400-year plan to take care of us, to destroy us. We have a 4-year plan, right? We'll get Trump, they'll get the next idiot and the next idiot. 4 years, we break it up. They're thinking hundreds of years in advance. This is about the destruction of the Western culture. This is about dividing black and white. And the first thing they do is kill all the blacks. I promise you, they're going to kill them all. They hate them. The Chinese government hates them. Find out, please, my African-American friends, how you got treated and how you get treated in China. Ask any black person.
Come on, you're speaking it, man.
You got LeBron James. Oh, I think the Chinese are. Yeah, you dipshit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't curse around a preacher.
No, man, you're speaking the truth, brother. Let it go, man. I'm telling you.
And then I'm done with Facebook. Today I signed off Facebook. I'll still be there. I'm not going to post anything else. They just lie. Okay.
Yeah.
So our health minister, what's it called? C. Everett Koop. What was C. Everett Koop? The head of, I can't think of it. Surgeon General. So our Surgeon General is a guy in a dress, right? You know that.
Oh yeah.
So I had a picture of Biden sniffing, I think, the Surgeon General guy in a dress. You know how Biden likes to sniff people. And then you see him, washing his mouth out with bleach. So they contacted me. Do you need help? Why are you encouraging people to commit suicide with bleach?
You got to be kidding me.
No. And I there are some things I can't do until mid-October of this year. And I've done nothing wrong. It's all censorship. It's all Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
It's all censorship. And he would have been the same kind of guy helping censor his fellow Jewish folks in the concentration camps. There were Jewish folks picking out teeth and lining them up, and that's Mark Zuckerberg, man. What a sellout piece of shit he is, you communist bastard.
I know they hit me all the time on Facebook whenever anytime I post anything about the battlefield or where I'm fighting, they don't like, they'll shut it down in a heartbeat.
Do you know, have you been to the Alamo?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now Sam, you don't have to say.
No, I was just there recently.
No, I've been numerous times.
Yeah.
Do you know that if you go, there is no way to figure out who we were fighting? Do you know? No, my hand on the Bible, Sam.
Really?
They removed every reference to Mexico because they don't want to be offensive. And the same thing with you. Yeah, man. Well, hey, listen. I told you at the meeting I had, we got to promote vaccines. Don't question the election, and do not say Jesus Christ. That's offensive. You can say you went to church.
They want to move everything out of history.
And something else about, and I'm not a Catholic, but I do go to Latin Mass. I find it spectacular, ancient, and beautiful. And Sam, the Pope wants to get rid of Latin Mass, this communist Pope of ours. And of course, Sam, and you and I know from the book of Revelation that Catholics and Muslims will team up, and it'll be called Shizlam. Yep. And it's the watering down of the Christian faith. And well, the Muslims like Jesus. Yeah, but he's not. He's a teacher. He's not the son of God. If he's not the son of God, if he's not coming back, you know what he was? He was a kook.
Come on.
C.S. Lewis said that.
Come on.
I'm sorry. Get rid of that. Get rid of it. Take that down. But that was the image. I'm not suggesting people commit suicide or drink bleach, dipshits.
Yeah. But it's crazy.
John Deere moving to Mexico, brother. I'm from Suicide Falls, Missouri, where our cattle were black. If you cut me, I bleed red, white, and blue. Okay. Our trucks were Ford and our tractors were green. And now, thanks to Bill Clinton, and I don't think this would have happened under Trump. John Deere going to Mexico. Unbelievable.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Sam, the machine gun preacher, Juan Deere, that's funny. Thank you, Lyrical Lizard, for what you said. I saw what you said earlier. The machine gun preacher movie, Gerard Butler, Do you recommend it?
Absolutely. I think it's a movie that you can see one guy struggle to save children.
Yeah.
Now, it would have been nice if Hollywood would have finished paying me, but now the second movie, will be a lot different. When you see it going into production, I love it. When you see the second movie going into production, you'll know the money's in the bank. But definitely the new documentary is called Never Stop. And man, Cal, I'll make sure you get the first copy, and it's shocking, man.
When can we see it? Where
It'll
can we
be
see
out
it?
August 1st. It'll be out.
Where?
But I'm gonna send you a copy August 1st.
Where?
And what's that?
Where?
It's just coming out online. Man, Cal, the last few years, the only people that made millions off my movies, my documentaries, was everyone that was putting them out there. I mean, my first documentary, I didn't even make $20,000 on it. And it sold probably 500,000 copies,
You know it's documentary, right?
Right.
Oh,
but
man.
the new documentary, I'm telling you.
Documentary.
That's my accent, man.
Okay. All right. Is Chris Plant ready? I'm not kicking you off, Sam. I just want to know if Chris Plant's ready. Do we know?
Hey, I did send you a copy of a trailer, too, of the new documentary.
I wonder if Ralph put it up. Ralph will put it up here in a
second. I don't know, but I sent you a copy of the trailer. Yeah. I'm looking to get 500,000 downloads is what I'm hoping to do. Yeah. I mean, it's a really, really shocking movie. You'll be shocked, 28 years I've been out there in the battlefield.
Sam, I was thinking about LeBron being a mouthpiece for China. I was thinking about John Cena speaking Chinese and how, that just made me sick. And these football players out there wearing a helmet, bitching about, America, how horrible America is when they're getting paid so much money. And to me, if you wear a helmet and fight for the country, you should get paid a hell of a lot more than some piece of shit that wears a helmet and plays with a ball. And I just
don't get me started on that one either. No, I don't understand how that works.
I hope our soldiers, I hope they remember a constitution in America. And, the guys that said no to Hitler, the ones that wouldn't be involved. I'm reading a Speer book right now, Albert Speer. Guess what happened to him? Nothing. So when they stood up in the Nuremberg trial and said, well, we were following orders, it doesn't work that way. And I hope when you're ordered to put your boot on the throat of an American, which is coming, I hope the police officers and the soldiers will say no. I like when Sam, you're not a Catholic, so you're a preacher, but you can have sex, right?
Absolutely, man.
I like when the woman puts the condom on. I do. But
I love it.
I got kicked out of CVS yesterday because of it.
I could just imagine you in your town.
Oh man, they love me.
I know, and you live where all the Democrats are, and you're like a radical Republican.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Well, I'm not a Republican. I am not.
I sound like an alcoholic now, saying I'm not an alcoholic.
Well, I thought I was a libertarian, and then I met other libertarians. I didn't like any of the ones I met. I'm a freedom guy, Sam. I don't care if it's I don't care if it's George W. Bush's big government, Obama's big government, or Trump. I want to be left alone.
Come on.
And that's it, man. That's it. I was at the East Bank Club the other day, and this guy comes over to me naked. I hate when people come over to you naked at the gym and talk to you, but he had a cork in his back door. And I said, why do you have a cork in your backside? I know Pride Month just finished, but what do we do with a cork back there? And he said, man, I was walking down the street. I have one of the I Dream of Genie bottles. I have one of the bottles from I Dream of Genie. There was 8 of them made for the show. Anyway, I have it around here somewhere. But he found a magic bottle, Sam. And he rubbed the bottle, and the guy came out and he said, I will grant you one wish. And this guy goes, no shit.
Oh, my God.
I know you've been with all the famous preachers. Do you like Joel Osteen?
I tell you what, I do like his style. He's different. I don't like some of the beliefs. I don't like some of the people that he wants to hang with. But Yeah, you know.
Yeah, but here's what people don't get when they bash Joel. He ain't for me, Sam, and he ain't for you.
Yeah.
He's where an atheist can go, or a Muslim, or a Jewish guy, and they don't know anything about Christianity, and it's pablum. It's baby food. And
Come
then
on.
you hope that they move on to something else. But for these hardcore Christians that hate Joel, I don't know. I find it very very unfair. I do. All right. Do we have Chris Plante or not? Ralph.
Yes, we have him. He's ready to go.
Okay, you can keep Sam on. Sam, you can stay on.
No, no, I'm gonna head to bed. But listen, I'll get you.
You're staying.
I'll get you a copy of the documentary. I'm gonna get you. No, I even spelled it different. I even spelled it different on mine. I'll send you a copy. Check
August
it out,
1st.
man. Help me get the word out on it.
What's it called?
Never stop.
Never stop. All right, let me have Chris Plante.
All right, God bless you, buddy.
God bless you. Thank you, Sam. I need your prayers, please.
All right, I'm always praying.
Sam, can you say a prayer for all of us right now?
Let's do it real quick. Father, we come to you right now knowing this country is messed up. But Father, we ask that you will empower men like Man Cow and like the machine gun preacher, that we can begin to do something to change this country. Father, we ask for your Holy Spirit. We ask you to strengthen us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen and amen.
All right, God bless you, man.
2 o'clock in the morning there in Africa. And all right, let's go to Chris Plante, big TV star, good looking guy, my favorite radio host. Hey, man, look at you. I can't hear you, though.
You can't hear me? How about
I can hear you. I can hear you. Chris, how are you?
I'm great. I'm having a great time watching your show and the machine gun preacher. And where is he in Africa? I missed the beginning.
Chris, I don't. Why would you ask me that? Now I'm embarrassed.
Secret location, an undisclosed location.
No, it's
by the backdrop. It looked like Gabon.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, I've been with him, and he had a bunch of little kids. They cut off their noses. They cut off some of these kids' lips. These really horrific stuff that he's fighting, and he goes in with a gun and. Some Christian. What are you in yoga position?
I am. Yeah, I'm meditating. I'm aboard the space station, and I'm actually levitating.
How do you feel about? I don't know if you can crank him up or not, Ralph. His sound. I can hear him, but maybe a little bit louder. How do you feel about? I'm not setting a trap for you. How do you feel about News Nation?
About News Nation. That's the one they have Chris Cuomo, right? They have Chris Cuomo.
Well, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, no, it's Chris Cuomo, and that's really all you need to know about.
Fredo.
Yeah, he's Fredo. Yeah, it's Fredo. I think I dubbed him Fredo like
you did
more than 15 years ago, and people started coming up to him on the street and calling him Fredo, and he became irate, and that made me very happy, of course, and it's a lot of fun. And he said that's like an insult to his people. He said it's like the N-word to his people. To call him Fredo is like using the N-word on the Italian people, which just shows that he's Fredo, right? I mean, that proves that he's such a moron that he's like Fredo calling him, who's, I guess he's Italian, but who cares? He's just Fredo because he's a moron. And that's my impression of News Nation, is that it's the Fredo news channel,
How was your show today, your radio show?
It was outstanding, award-winning. It was spectacular. It was,
and my friend Ramblin' Ray, boy, Steve Cochran chased off all of my listeners and a lot of yours as well, probably. He was not good for the brand.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea to put on that communist lard ass. You don't have to say anything. You're classier than I am, Chris. The most important question: did you see the new Beverly Hills Cop?
Yeah, last night. Watched it last night.
And
everybody's really old. You notice how everybody's really old. Who's
Billy?
Eddie Murphy's only 63, but then you go down the list. I got to whip out my IMDb here, but everybody's 68 years old. The last I was texting a friend of mine while watching it, and I think somewhere 20 years slipped away through the magic hole, and suddenly all these people are like 67, 68 years old. I'm like, what is even Kevin Bacon is in this thing. And
66.
He's 66, and he's not the oldest guy in there. I'm like, this is that. So that freaked me out a little bit. And it wasn't as good as the first two movies, but it was kind of fun to watch for
Yeah.
nostalgic reasons.
Except for some of the shit rap that was the new stuff. I enjoyed hearing all the old songs of Pointer Sisters and Bob Seger and Glenn Fry and Harold Faltermeyer. The music was great.
Movies had a lot of music and were largely about the music too. And you're right about that. And Eddie Murphy's great and the people. It was fun to watch, but not.
Why is the camera between your legs as you talk to me?
It is.
It's a very weird angle.
It's where it's most comfortable.
It feels like we're doing a Pride Month show. I don't know. Okay, let's. Look, I know you're on there and you're successful and all that. Is radio dead?
No, I really don't. I honestly don't think so. In some ways we're doing better than ever because the media universe is such a bizarro place. And, radio is also on the internet. Radio is available all over the world. We have listeners. I hear from people that call from Brazil, and we had a guy today from where was he calling from Crete? I think he was calling from Crete. And we're kind of all over the world because people dial into the internet. And my mothership station in Washington, D.C. is WMAL, right? And you can go to WLS in Chicago as well. But people like the spoken word like you because, like you. And the video thing is a nice addition. And there's, even Rush Limbaugh had a video camera in his studio for many years. And I think radio is kind of evolving into more of a TV / audio internet thing because that's where the universe is, right?
How's the Newsmax?
I'm having fun. I really am having fun. I'm working with people in New York that are. I'm in DC.
Why have I never been on?
Well, it's a panel show. Everybody's in the studio in DC every day.
I'll fly in.
Well, come on and fly in.
I'm messing, Chris. I'm messing with you. You've been very.
I think it'd be fun.
You've been very good to me, and I got no.
Any show with you.
Is it just seems like our culture is purposefully. You and I like good food. We like Western culture.
Yeah.
And it seems like all of it is being destroyed. Certainly France looks like it's headed communist, Islamic, some kind of shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And all that artwork, all of that will be lost because it's what they do. It's what I think I'm quoting Chris Plante. It's what they do. And
Western civilization is absolutely under assault. And it's the Islamists are flowing into Europe and telling the most popular name for a newborn boy in Great Britain last year was Mohammed.
For many years.
The second most popular name was also Mohammed with a different spelling. And the third most popular name was also Mohammed with a different spelling.
Yes, I did read that. Yeah.
And they say that, they tell the people of Great Britain that they're going to take over Great Britain. And they say we're going to, Muslim leaders in the Middle East say, we're going to do this by way of our birth rate because you guys aren't reproducing and we are, and we're going to move in on you because you're so stupid that you open your doors and we move into your daughter's bedroom. And
they say it. Yeah, they say it. They're not. We're not making it up. They're saying it. The number one thing left at the border is in America, Texas. The number one thing they're finding is Muslim prayer rugs. Someone from the State Department told me. We are being invaded. I had 1,200 that I witnessed personally. 1,200. I don't know how many it is being let off here, and they're being handed money and all kinds of good things to come in here. They're all military-age men.
Right.
And, if you say anything, well, you're racist. I saw I went to the Beach Boys last night. They were very good. John Stamos, my wife went crazy. And there was a girl with her finger actively going after another girl. I think I have a picture here. And I don't know if we can put it up or not, but it's a nudie. I don't know if you can hear me, but anyway, it was a woman with her hand down another woman's pants on the train going to Ravinia. Now, Chris, there you go. You're local. So I said, hey, could you please stop that? There's kids on this train, and it's disgusting. That's exactly what I said. It's disgusting. And guess what they said?
I'm guessing they cursed at you.
Racist.
No, cut it out, racist.
Oh, yeah, no, of course.
That's
if you
good.
say, God forbid two fat girls have sexual pleasure in front of the children on the train, and nobody was, just don't say it.
Well, I mean, the Democrats have that going on in schools and down to kindergarten, and with the tranny twerkers for the kindergarten kids, and gender queer and all the grammar schools to teach little boys how to fillet grown men as the traveling salesmen come through their towns. And look, it's between the Islamists invading Western Europe and the United States, and with complete contempt for our culture and openly saying they're going to destroy our culture, and then the Chinese, and you were talking about their 400-year plan, absolutely true. But really, the most dangerous, the most sinister gang in all of this is the American leftist.
I agree, and it's
they're the real threat. They're the real danger, because they can't wait to submit to whoever comes along that would threaten them. And they live, the American left. They've been trying to in the United States forever and ever. It's I was talking about it today on the radio. The Cold War really didn't end, and we didn't win it. It simply morphed, and now the Soviet generals, and Joe Biden is basically one of them. Certainly, Barack Obama is a Soviet general, but at least he's not 100 years old. We used to mock, you remember, during the Soviet days, when the 100-year-old Soviets with their fur hats and their 500 medals would review the tanks going by in Red Square. And we used to mock them here in the United States. Oh, look at these 100-year-old guys looking ridiculous. Well, that's now the Democrat Party. And the Soviet Union didn't collapse. It just moved. It relocated. Yeah. And now Joe Biden is one of those old Soviet generals. He's too stupid to know what's going on. Most of those guys their brains were gone too. But they knew how to wreck stuff, and they knew how to kill people. And the left is here. And what do? They wreck stuff and they kill people.
Chris, you've been to my house. You know this neighborhood. You're from this area. And it's the I don't want to say fat. Oh, that was another thing that happened yesterday. I said something about Pritzker and Brandon Johnson getting fat off our tax dollars, and that became you're fat shaming.
Yes, I am.
Hello, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, all right. Because everything went dead here for a second. No, you can't say anything. It's all by design. If you say anything about the mayor, well, he's black. The governor's Jewish. So whatever you say about them, and again, we haven't had a Democratic mayor since 1931. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. I want freedom. And I want freedom from you. I want freedom from you. And I'm talking about big government.
That's right.
And how we have now been forbidden to say anything about certain groups that want to enslave us is horrific. What am I looking at?
I'm not sure what that is. Word burners. I don't know.
A picture of me and somebody's drinking wine and watching the show, apparently. Okay. Well, thanks for that, Ralph. Anything else you want to show us? Put up something else. Chris and I will comment. He's got nothing. Oh, get that down.
Now.
Get that down. That's my wife.
Hey.
Don't do that. stop. You know what? I'm telling you, I was with the most beautiful woman, Chris. And I'm still with her. She let herself go, but no, I'm kidding. Okay. How's your girl? Your girl's
She's
good?
Wonderful. She's good. Great. Yeah.
What's the last great movie you saw?
The last great, there are so few great movies. What do you say? Yeah, my best girl's right here now. And she says Top Fun. She loves, Top Gun Maverick for the.
Oh, yeah.
She likes mostly the beach volleyball or football or whatever that is. In this one, it's the beach football. She likes the nearly naked men all oiled up. And
well, who doesn't? Ring a ding ding and clang 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 with the trolley. Have you seen? But we saw it on IMAX. We saw it at the Air and Space Museum on the IMAX theater there, which was really the place to see it for the flying scenes and all. And I've flown a couple of fighter jets and flown an F-18 and flown an F-16 and did everything I could to rip the wings off of and tear them up. And I do get a big kick out of watching and it's fun because the movie is about Iran, the facility. There's no woke shit in it either.
Yeah, and it's well, that's right. And the target that they're going after in the side of the mountain nuclear facility. I learned about this when I was at the Pentagon years ago. That Iranian facility in the side of a mountain where they're spinning centrifuges and enriching uranium, which Joe Biden and Barack Obama are paying them to do and allowing them to do, and John Kerry, which is another sign of the end of the world, too.
I got a movie for you.
Yeah.
Sterling Hayden, Stanley Kubrick movie, The Outfit.
Gangsters, I haven't.
Wait a minute. No. Hold on a minute. The Killing. The Outfit is Robert Duvall. Have you seen that movie?
You know, I know I've seen it because I know the title, but God, it's been decades. You know, Robert Duvall lives outside of Washington, D.C. Well,
I have a Duvall story, but Chris, tell your girl, your best girl, tell her right now to write down The Outfit and the Sterling, and then the other one is a Sterling Hayden Kubrick movie. What's it called? Is it called The Killing? Will you look that up? Sterling Hayden Kubrick. Two great movies. I'm sure you've seen them, but you'll see them again.
I have.
Okay,
not in a long time.
So, Chris, I saw it. It's not out yet. My friend Mark Joseph, who I'm sure you've run into in your travels, did the Reagan movie, and I got a chance to see it. And the first 20 minutes, I was ready to leave because I don't believe Quaid is Reagan. And it was a lot of this Ronald Reagan. You know, it was like this old Hollywood talk, and I doubt people really talked like that. And then it gets to Reagan out on his ranch, and he really hated communists and all that. Anyway, you got a chance to spend a lot of time with Ronald Reagan, and I
did.
What kind of man was he? Just as a guy, like I got to spend time with Trump, so I've known for years when people talk about Trump, it's all bullshit. So what was? I mean, I did meet Reagan, but what was he?
Well, you know, I was 20 years old the first time I met Ronald Reagan, and I would self-describe as a Democrat back then, and I was pretending to go to college in Santa Barbara, and I was propagandized in the news media and college campus, and Ronald Reagan was going to destroy the world, and he's a warhead, and we're all going to die. And I met Ronald Reagan in person, and when I met him, Patty, his daughter, was there, and Nancy was there, and it was in Los Angeles, California, the night of the California primary in 1980, actually, and I met him, and I couldn't believe, I kind of couldn't believe that this was the guy that had been so vilified and so demonized, because he was just completely, and I was nobody. I was a courier. You know, I'm 20 years old, and I'm a courier. And I said hello to him, and he shook my hand, he made eye contact, and he made a couple of comments. We had a few nice back and forths, and I had this strange experience that night. It was in the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles, California, and it's 1980.
That's where RFK was killed, right?
It is, and he was killed the night of the California primary in that hotel in 1968. So. That's a mere 12 years earlier, a mere 12 years prior. And I'm meeting Ronald Reagan, and I'm a courier, and I'm with a camera crew, and they're following Reagan down the hallway and then into the elevators and down the elevators to go to his motorcade in the garage underground. And we go down in the elevator, two elevators, they're locked off, and the Secret Service and stuff. And we get off the elevators, and we're walking through the kitchen in the Ambassador Hotel, Los Angeles, California, the night of the California primary. And Ronald Reagan grabbed the hotel, the general manager was walking with us, and he had apparently already talked to him about this. And Reagan insisted that he take us, a small group of people, 8 or 10 people, to the spot where Bobby Kennedy had been shot the night of the California primary in this hotel, in this kitchen. And Reagan was fascinated and just marveling while the hotel general manager told the story in great detail of this is where Bobby was laying, and the name of the Filipino back of the house guy that cradled Bobby Kennedy's head in his arms, and and his name and everything. And Ronald Reagan was utterly fascinated by the telling of the story. And Nancy was pulling on his elbow, saying, "Let's go, dear, let's go. We've got places to be. We don't need to stay here and dwell on this." And he wanted to take in the whole story, and just couldn't have been a nicer, more charming guy, more relaxed, mellow. And I realized then that he was absolutely nothing like the way he was being described on the news and in the classroom and every place else. And when I left that night, I was like, that guy's a pretty cool guy, pretty great guy. Yeah. And then I got to meet him, a whole lot of times at, parties and barbecues.
Camp David, right?
At the White House and, all kinds of
Wow.
all kinds of venues. And he just couldn't have been a nicer guy. And he opened my eyes to, what he opened my eyes to, really?
How we're lied to?
That
How
I was
the
being
media
lied
lies
to.
to us?
Yeah, that I was being lied to so much.
Yeah.
And the lie was so big that no one would dare not believe it. And that opened my eyes. Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, do you hate when you not hate, but do you hate when you tell somebody something because you've been behind the curtain, you tell them there's a guy back there and this is how it works. No, and they want to fight you. This is my life every day, all day, anything on social media, which I'm about to abandon, I think. I actually know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So
been there, done that, and I've always been anti-social media. I recognize.
I know you know what you said to me. Can I quote you?
Please.
Man, Cal, what good can come from it? what good can come from it? Well, I'll get more people to know me. Okay. Good luck with that. And you say one wrong thing and you're destroyed. And I got up to 2 million people on this podcast, and then they the Hunter Biden stuff is a lie. And so they erased 2 million people. Then I got to 155,000, and they said Joe Biden is not a pedophile. I never said he was a pedophile. And then we had 10,000 watching Jack Prosopic. Is that the guy's name or something?
Yeah, Prosopic, yeah.
10,000 at the very moment we're on, and the numbers are da-da-da, and they cut me off everything and said medical disinformation during COVID from 3 years ago, these bastards. So the censorship is real. They don't want you to hear what Chris and I are talking about. Chris, I want to wrap it up here, but I want to go through some stuff quickly with you. Should you do you, because I feel like I should have, and I was contacted potentially, and I wonder if you feel the same way. Should you have replaced Rush?
Clearly,
I felt that way. I'm saying for me.
I think everyone knows that except like 2 or 3 people, but they're the only ones that matter.
Who did they make a mistake the way they replaced Rush?
Well, Rush was on so many stations and different networks and stuff that it was split up, right? Yeah. So it's not like one person got the Rush Limbaugh project because one person didn't. It was broken up. You got Clay and Buck over here, and Dan Bongino over here, and who is the other one? The 3 majors. Yeah, 3 majors, because Rush had 550 or 600 stations. And then you've got Premiere over here and Cumulus over here, and they each took a chunk of what was the Rush Limbaugh universe.
Did they mishandle it, Chris?
Well, sure, they should have given it to me. Yeah.
Well, see, sure. I think they should. We're going to have to disagree on this one, pal.
Well, if not me, then you, certainly.
Thank you. Do you hate talking to radio people because of Topper? I don't want to mention who, but I've had other radio people on the show, and I'm not competing with you, Chris. You and I have never been like that. We're buddies.
Yeah, that's
but other radio guys is like, it's just
I don't do that.
I know you don't. I know you don't. I know you don't. Man. Are you going to go see the Reagan movie?
I will. I had an invitation to go see a screening in D.C. A few weeks ago. And for whatever reason, we just couldn't make it. But I wanted to go see it. And
have you seen Pelosi? Have you seen Pelosi around?
Not very.
I know
recently.
You've run into her.
Yeah, we've run into her at a restaurant across the street.
And she's a real bitch. Who's the candidate going to be?
The Veep, the running mate, or the Joe Biden?
Yeah, who's replacing Biden? When
Biden falls down a manhole or Hillary pushes him into an open elevator shaft. They built a trap for themselves, didn't they? Because, we know they're the party of racism and the Confederate States of America and firing on Fort Sumter and the bullwhip and the rope and the tree and the branding iron. They're the Democrat Party, the Nathan Bedford Forrest and the KKK, every Jim Crow law that was ever passed.
Yeah.
Sheriff Bull Connor and the fire hoses and the dogs, that's the Democrat Party. And standing in schoolhouse doors. Standing in schoolhouse, shooting Steve Scalise, that's the Democrat Party. They're a party of criminals. And one of the things they've done is they chose Kamala Harris because Willie Brown recommended her, said she had some talent, right? And actually, he didn't recommend her. He wrote a piece saying, "Don't pick her." Truth be told, but they're trapped because she's a WOC, a woman of color. She has the right genitalia and some kind of melanin thing that they like. And now they've trapped themselves because she's already played the race card on them repeatedly, saying, you cannot pass over me for a white man or a white person. So they're trapped. And even though she polls worse, in fact, the only thing that might save Joe Biden and keep him in there is the fact that they're kind of stuck with Kamala if they shove him down a manhole. And they know that she polls worse, she presents worse, she's a lunatic. She doesn't debate well. She cackles. Nobody likes her, and so they're kind of in a trap. And they'll want to have sex with the governor of California, which is mostly how Democrats choose their politicians. So he's kind of in good shape on one level, except that he's a white man, and they hate white men. Of course, they said that last time around.
Diversity means no white people.
Then that's
what it means.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's so racist. It's so racist.
Right.
Newsom, I don't know if he is the Antichrist, but if I was doing a movie about the Antichrist, Newsom would be a good choice. And I don't understand people that can't look at that guy and see, man, that's evil right there. But of course they don't. So Chris, I don't want to nail you on this, but I want to nail you on this.
Nail me.
So you're saying who's going to be on the ticket for the Democrats? Biden stays?
Well, I don't think that he does, honestly. I think that...
So Kamala and then the VP would be Newsom?
I think, it's whoever they pick. Newsom is such a disaster in California that he's in a bad place right now.
Pritzker wants it. He's just as bad here.
And but I mean, and he's, morbidly obese and physically grotesque and...
Shaming.
That's right. I am fat shaming. Well, he should skip a meal. He should. He grew up the billionaire boy, and apparently, nobody else.
My taxes are
first.
My taxes are $45,000 a year. My property taxes $45,000 a year here. The bastard.
No kidding.
And they're raising them every year. And if you say anything, oh, you traitor, why don't you move? Well, I don't want to I don't want to move. I really try. I do try not to curse.
Well, just getting out of Cook
easy.
County.
Yes.
Just going to Lake County would help a lot, I think, wouldn't it?
How are your brothers? How's your family here in Illinois, Chris?
They're great. They're just great. I text with them all day, every day, and we have a riot.
Tell them I said hi. I know they are very fond of me. They preferred my show. No, I'm kidding.
They are. No, they're great. Yeah, they do love you. Yeah.
So is it going to be? They have good taste. So is it going to be? What's his name? Is it going to be Huckabee's daughter, or is it going to be Doug Burgum?
Sarah Sanders Huckabee. I got to say,
who's going to be the VP for Trump?
Burgum is looking pretty good right now. The problem with Marco Rubio, and he might be the safer bet versus JD, but they don't want to roll the dice on the Senate seat in Ohio. If they choose Rubio, he is Latino, and apparently a lot of people think that's when I basically like him too. He's had some mishits, but that's okay. Everybody does. When you're when you're under the microscope, you're going to be mishits. But Florida they'll have another Republican senator. Ohio, maybe not. So Rubio is a definite maybe. And I got to say, I met Burgum at Newsmax a handful of weeks ago in the break room, just hanging out. And he had his son with him, who was a nice young man. And Burgum couldn't have been more relaxed, more mellow, more casual, and comfortable at home. And I liked him right away. In fact, I started talking to him before I was even introduced. I didn't know he was Governor Burgum. He's just, some guy in the break room, and I was talking to him.
With big eyebrows.
And he's a billionaire or something, but he seems unfazed by that, unaffected by it, and seemed like a very nice guy. And also, he's kind of, Americans, we kind of like people like Burgum. Trump can hush people's mellow, and this guy is sort of the opposite of that as a Republican. He's soft-spoken and measured, but he's also, I don't know if you've seen him being interviewed on television, he can be blunt and a little bit ferocious when he makes his points. He's smart. He's together. He's liked at home. he might be an interesting choice. And I got to tell you, this is Trump. It might be somebody we're not even talking about.
Is Vivek a bad guy?
I don't think he's a bad guy, but I don't think he's even in the running to be the Veep. He's a smart guy, and he's got his place in our political discussion. I think absolutely. I think he's a very smart guy. He's very clever, and and I've met him once or twice and seen him speak at Daily Caller dinners. Yeah.
Is Chris Shapiro, is Ben Shapiro, and you're Chris Plant, is Ben Shapiro an Emmis product?
I really don't know him personally. I don't know him well enough.
I don't trust him. Who do you like? Who's a white hat competitor to you? Who do you think's good?
You mean in the radio business?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I do my thing, and other people.
I like Ramblin' Ray, who intros you on WLS. I like that guy.
I do too.
I like Amy Jacobson here locally. I like a guy named Gary Meyer, who's no longer around. There are guys that I like.
Yeah.
You have got the best show on the radio that you can be found in Chicago.
Yeah, honestly, I got a couple of friends here, and I like Ray too. And I'm going to be on with Ray day after tomorrow, Wednesday morning. Every Wednesday morning, I do something with Ray on WLS.
I hope he does well.
I got a couple of friends here in D.C. I got to tell you, our afternoon guy on WLS, Vince Colonnese.
WLS? He's not on WLS.
No, he's on. What did I say?
WLS.
Did I WMAL in Washington?
Yeah.
And
that guy sucks.
I got no. Vince is great. He really is. He's very smart. I grew up in a Marine Corps family and traveled all over.
All right, Chris, I'm wrapping it up. It up. Okay.
And Larry O'Connor in the morning too. WMAL's got a great lineup.
Food wise, Chicago. What are your places?
I got to tell you, I could. I'll go with you where you're going.
Yeah, I do know how to eat.
Yeah.
Do you watch The Bear?
No, I haven't watched The Bear.
I'll never watch it. I'll never watch it. Where are you looking at? You're looking at your girl. Look at me for just a minute. We're about to say goodbye. Okay. Did you watch Sugar with Colin Farrell?
No.
I think you might enjoy that too.
Is that right?
Yeah. Don't read anything about it.
It's on Apple. Something right now?
It's on Apple. No, I think it's been out a few years. Did you watch Boardwalk Empire?
Yes.
I watched that and I thought that was something you would like.
Yeah, it's good. It's smart, serious.
But our favorite movie that we love to watch whenever we're together is La Cage aux Folles or The Birdcage.
Always, every time. I travel with the DVD when I'm coming to see you.
When are you back in town?
I'm talking to the nice people at WLS about coming in for politics and a pint in October. And hopefully that's going to happen.
We'll make it, shake them loose, the local hacks, and come out and have dinner with me. I'll take you to a big boy place, and we'll eat and drink and smoke cigars and tell dirty jokes. It'll be great.
Big boy place, big boy.
Yeah, come on. Marv Nyron with that AM radio budget's not going to take you to a good place. All right. God bless you, Chris. You're doing God's work. He's great. He's on WLS in Chicago. Station's 100 years old. And I loved when Steve Cochran got up and said, I've been fired a lot. I'm probably going to be fired soon. And I went, oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to be fired, fat ass. All right. Good night, everybody. As my mom used to say, shut up.